The silence was unbearable. I stood at the threshold of our bedroom, staring at my wife, Lissa. She sat on the bed, her fingers moving mechanically as she scrolled through her phone, her face bathed in the cold light of the screen. Every time I reached out, whether with a gentle touch, a meaningful glance, or even just an attempt at conversation, she withdrew, like I wasn't even there. The warmth that once existed between us had faded into something cold, distant, and unrecognizable. I had tried everything: small gestures, kind words, even intimacy. Yet nothing seemed to break the invisible wall that had grown between us. At first, I thought it was a phase, a momentary distance caused by stress. But as weeks turned into months, I began to realize something was seriously wrong. The intimacy we once shared was gone, not just physically, but emotionally too. Talking to her felt like talking to a ghost, to someone I no longer knew. Lissa, I said softly, my voice more desperate than I intended. Can we talk? She didn't even look up. Not now, she muttered, her voice barely audible. The rejection stung. I had never felt more invisible in my life. I swallowed hard, trying to keep the bitterness at bay. Please, we need to talk. Something's been off for months. She sighed, still not looking at me. I don't know what you wanted to say. I'm just tired, all right? That word, she had used it so many times. But how much longer could I accept it as an excuse? I was tired too, tired of trying, tired of feeling unwanted. It was like she had shut down entirely, and no matter how much I tried, I couldn't turn her back on. I was angry, but more than that, I was confused. Where had we gone wrong? When did we stop caring? That night, after another failed attempt at connection, I found myself sitting in the dark living room, staring at my phone. I had spent hours trying to reach Lissa, trying to understand, but I was no closer to answers. The emptiness in my chest felt suffocating. Around midnight, a message popped up on my screen. Natalie, an old friend from college. We had always shared a flirty bond. Nothing serious, just playful back and forth. Even after I married Lissa, she remained in the background, an occasional conversation here and there. Nothing more, or so I had told myself. Tonight, though, the temptation felt different. I was lonely, desperate, frustrated. The perfect storm. Hey, what are you up to tonight? I stared at the screen, my heart racing. What was I doing? It was so easy to justify. I wasn't doing anything wrong, right? Just talking to an old friend. But deep down, I knew it was more than that. I was searching for something I had been missing for too long. I didn't think twice. Not much. Just chilling. Asterisk, asterisk. Seconds later, she replied, I'm in town for the night. Thought we could catch up. Maybe grab a drink. Asterisk, asterisk. My pulse quickened. Excitement mixed with guilt. I wasn't thinking clearly anymore. All I wanted in that moment was to feel something, anything, that resembled the affection and attention I had once shared with Lissa. I had been suffocating in my own house, and Natalie's message felt like an escape. Yeah, let's do it. Where? Asterisk, asterisk. I got up from the couch, my hands shaking slightly. I glanced toward the bedroom. Lissa was still hunched over her phone, lost in whatever world she had created. She didn't even look up as I grabbed my jacket and headed for the door. I didn't say goodbye. I didn't even feel like I needed to. The drive to the bar was a blur. Guilt, shame, excitement. The thoughts raced through my mind, colliding but never settling. It wasn't until I pulled into the parking lot that I stopped and stared at my reflection in the rearview mirror. I barely recognized the man staring back. Was I really about to do this? Inside, the bar was dimly lit, the music loud and indistinct, a perfect distraction from the mess in my head. And then, there she was, Natalie, sitting at the bar, looking exactly as I remembered. Confident, beautiful, easy to talk to. She greeted me with a smile, and for the first time in what felt like forever, I felt seen. We talked for hours. The conversation flowed effortlessly, but beneath it, something lingered. Something more than nostalgia, more than old chemistry. A tension that neither of us acknowledged. She laughed at something I said, her hand lightly brushing against mine. The touch sent a shiver through me. It had been so long since I felt that. Lissa and I used to be like this. Now, everything between us felt like a distant memory. As the night wore on, the space between Natalie and me shrank. It wasn't just attraction, it was need. A need to feel wanted, to feel desired. A need I hadn't realized was eating away at me until this moment. Then my phone buzzed. I glanced down. A text from Lissa. "Where are you?" My stomach dropped. She knew. Of course she knew. It didn't matter that Natalie and I were just talking. It didn't matter that nothing had happened yet. It didn't matter that I had come here seeking comfort and attention, not betrayal. I was already crossing a line. I looked at Natalie, my chest tightening. "I have to go," I said. Standing up, something came up. Her expression shifted. "Are you okay?" I forced a smile. "Yeah, I'll talk to you soon." I paid the tab and rushed out of the bar. My heart pounded as I drove home, my mind spinning. What had I done? What had I been doing all this time? What kind of man was I? When I walked through the door, Lissa was waiting, her arms crossed, her expression cold, unreadable. The silence between us was suffocating. "I know what's been going on," she said, her voice cutting through the air like a blade. "I saw the messages. I knew you were seeing her again." I froze. My blood ran cold. There was no denying it now. The guilt, the shame, it was all over my face. "Lissa, She shook her head. "No, I've had enough. I waited for you to come to me, to fix this. But you didn't. You went to her instead. You chose to shut me out." "I'm sorry," I whispered. I didn't know what else to do. "You don't fix things by running away," she said, her voice breaking. "You fix them by facing them. But you didn't. You chose the easy way out." "I didn't mean for this to happen," I pleaded. "I just felt so lost, Lissa. I didn't know where to turn." She took a deep breath, holding back tears. "Well, now you know," she said. "Now you know what it feels like to be on the other side, to be the one abandoned." And in that moment, I understood it wasn't about the affair. It wasn't about the rejection or the desperate need for validation. It was about what we had lost, what we were both responsible for. Lissa didn't say another word. She turned and walked away, her footsteps echoing in the hallway. I stood there, my heart pounding, unsure what to do next. Days passed. Lissa didn't come back. She left, not in anger, but in quiet resignation. She didn't answer my calls. She left me a note. "I can't do this anymore. I need space. I need time to think about what I want. Asterisk, asterisk." And as I read those words, I realized how far gone we were. I had sought escape in the arms of someone else, only to find myself standing in the wreckage of my own choices. There was no easy fix, no quick resolution. The path forward was uncertain. And for the first time in my life, I wasn't sure what came next.